Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to the session today. Hope you all can hear me. Okay, so let us start this session guys. So in this session, I'm going to talk about implementing a CI/CD using the Composer with the help of the CI/CD tools such as the Cloud Build as well as GitHub. Okay, so usually I just wanted to let you know that how people are creating the CI/CD so that you will get to know how to create a CI/CD with the help of the composer to orchestrate your pipelines. So whenever there is a change happening at your DAGs or your pipelines, automatically how your DAGs are going to be updated to the composer, we are going to see it today. Okay, because if we are doing it manually, if you remember how we are doing it manually, we are going to the DAX folder, we are uploading a one of the file, one of the DAG to that, and we are going to the we are going to the web server and checking it whether that is scanned properly or not. So that's what we are doing it manually. Okay, so if one person is working on a team and he is doing it manually, that's totally fine. But what usually happens in the company is that multiple developers will be there, they are working on a the same project. There is a risk of version control conflict will be there, so manual process of uploading a file to the GCS will lead to a lot of errors. Okay, so if you have a large number of DAGs to deploy also, you'll be having a lot of challenges keeping a track of all of these changes, so making it difficult to deploy all of these things efficiently. So that is the reason we are going to create a one CI/CD pipeline with the help of the Composer, Cloud Build, and GitHub, so that you guys can able to take care of all of these things. Okay, so let us try to see how we can able to do it. So our main agenda is that, yeah, this is the one. So let me gonna show you. Okay, so our main agenda is that we are going to set up a GitHub here. First thing is that we are going to set up a GitHub. Okay, GitHub is our source code repository. This is our source code management tool. Source code management tool where we are going to store our source code repository, so that multiple developers such as the developer 1, developer 2, developer 3, they are going to push their changes to this repository. Okay, they are going to push their changes to the repository. And the second one is that we are going to use the cloud build. Cloud build is for the CI/CD. So for CI/CD activities, we are going to use the cloud build. Cloud build is one of the continuous integration and continuous deployment platform. So with the help of this one, we are going to create a CI/CD pipeline here. And we already know about the Composer. Composer is a workflow orchestration tool. So workflow orchestration tool. With the help of this one, we can able to easily manage our workflows. So this is what we are going to do it. Okay, so with help of these three tools, we are going to implement an end-to-end CI/CD pipeline. So whenever there is a new change to the DAG happening at the source code repository, it will be automatically triggering the cloud build pipeline, that is CI/CD pipeline, and the CI/CD pipeline is going to be taking the updated DAG and it is going to be pushing it to the DAGs folder, so that the Cloud Composer DAGs are getting scanned properly, the updated DAGs are getting scanned properly, and you will be having the updated DAG which is running in the Cloud Composer. So this is what is our idea. Okay, so first we need to set up our source code repository. Then we need to set up the CI/CD pipeline. For that we need to create a trigger, and then we need to have a Cloud Composer environment so that it can deploy to the Cloud Composer environment. So this is what is the three things that we need to take care of it, guys. Okay, first we will take care of the GitHub. Okay, then we will take care of the cloud build, then the Cloud Composer. Okay, so we already know that the Cloud Composer takes a lot of time, so that is the reason what I have done is that first we need to prepare the environment. So first I am going to create the Cloud Composer environment. We already know how to create a Cloud Composer environment. then set up the GitHub, then create a cloud build trigger. Okay, so these are the three activities that we need to do it. Okay, I'm not telling you here the CI/CD pipeline, how do you create it and all of those things. Our idea is to implement this CI/CD, how companies are actually implementing it, so that you guys can have a good idea, so that tomorrow when you're working in a company also, you don't get confused. Okay, so now look at here. First thing is that first we need to set up the Cloud Composer environment. We already know how to set up the Cloud Composer environment. First, we need to provide the name, the location, image version, and we select the environment resources. We just click on create. So this is something that we do, right? So I have already done that. It is going to be already the cloud composer environment is in place. It will take almost 20 minutes. So meanwhile, we will try to set up the GitHub and all other steps one by one. Okay, for doing that, let us set up the GitHub. So we just created it, the cloud composer environment. It almost take 20 minutes to create it. So that's the reason what I'm trying to do is that I will try to set up the GitHub. I'll try to set up the GitHub. I have pasted here the repository for this entire activity. So you can go and copy this repository. So this is a repository, guys, GitHub. I'll show you here. So this is a GitHub repository for Airflow CI/CD, guys. So here you will be placing your DAGs. This is your DAGs folder. Okay, so we will be pushing the DAGs to this particular folder only. Okay, so this is our DAGs directory. And source code. So if you have job 1, job 2, job 3, you can push it to this job 1, job 2, job 3. Okay, yeah. And after that, see here, we will be having cloud build.yaml. So this is your CI/CD pipeline. What it will do is that first it will install all the dependencies, and then it will run this code. What is this code? First, it will run the add dax to the .py. Okay, what is this one? So you will be having here, that is this one, add dax to .py. So it is going to be creating the list of dax, and it is moving that list of dax to the dax folder, uploading the dax to the dax folder, and uploading the dax to the dax composer. Okay, that means you have two things here. See, we will be doing two types of changes here, guys. I'm going to tell you two things. Okay, assume that you are going to create the DAX also. First is that you will be creating the DAX, like level 1 DAG, level 2 DAG, all of these things. So this is one. Similarly, you will also be having your PySpark jobs. You will be having your jobs, right? Such as like a PySpark job. Or you will be having the Beam job. Or maybe other jobs, any other jobs. Okay, any other jobs you can have. So all of these things you will be having it. So what you do, what we usually do is that while we are creating these level 1, level 2, level 3 DAGs, while we are creating these DAGs, we will be using these jobs. If you remember, we will be using these jobs, right? So this is your development environment. This is your development work. Okay, these are your development pipelines. These are your data pipelines, I usually call it as. So these are your data pipelines or development pipelines, which extract the data from some source, transform it, and load it. So you can also call it as ETL pipelines. These are your ETL pipelines. And what you are doing, trying to do it here is that these are your workflows. These are your workflows or DAGs, right? What is workflow? Workflow is something that which takes care of your all the pipelines which are properly working in a correct order or not, and they are scheduled properly or not, and they are maintained properly or not, and error handling also. So all of these things you are going to take care of it here. So this is your data pipelines or ETL pipelines, which you are going to use it in the level DAX. You are going to use it in the DAX so that you are going to orchestrate them properly one by one. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So that is the reason I have here two folders. One is DAX folder where I keep where I push my DAX to, and the next folder is source code folder. Okay, I have here the source code folder which will be moving all my jobs such as job 1, job 2, job 3 to my again a source code folder, so that these jobs I am going to use it in the level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay, so this is what is the agenda, right? So this is what is the agenda, guys. So let us try to do it. I'm not getting into the details that how you are going to creating these functions. You can go and check it out. So these functions, what it will do is that, so these function, this is how it works, guys. If you look at here, only one function I have defined it. So that is upload DAX to the composer. What is this function will do is that it will need some kind of a directory and the bucket details. Okay, what it will do, so assume that you have a DAX list. You have created DAX. Okay, so these DAX, you have to move it to the DAX bucket. DAX bucket is our DAX folder, if you remember, yes or no? DAX bucket is your DAX folder. So you need to move it to here. So what it will do, that function, it will copy all the DAX and it will be moving it to the copy all the DAX. It will move it to here. If already it present, it will delete all of these things and then it will again copy and paste it here. So that is what is the function will do. So for doing this function, it needs two things. One is the composer workflow, sorry, one is the DAX list, one more is the bucket name. So this directory name, this bucket name. So that is what it is mentioned here. So one is the directory name and one more is bucket name. So this is how. And while I am creating this function, the default one is that the default folder is DAX I have given, but you can use any folder name. Okay, so if I don't give the folder name, it will be directly moving it to the DAX folder. If I am moving some folder name, it will be moving it to that particular folder name. So that is what. So one is it is moving the DAX to the DAX bucket. One more is the data directory, nothing but your source code. Whatever the source code, here it is, right? So we have here the source code, right? Why? Yeah. So here we have the source code, right? These jobs also we have to move it. So for that purpose only, here we have one more function. The same function which is utilized one more time. So the same function, this time the data directory, nothing but this directory, moving it to the same bucket with this particular folder. Okay, so these are the two things that we are doing, guys. Don't worry about these things. What it will do, this function will do is like very simple. Given the directory, this function will move all the DAX from the DAX directory to a temporary directory. Then it will upload all the files to the cloud storage bucket. Okay, so cloud storage bucket is our bucket which we are using it for our DAX folder, right? So that is what is created by the cloud composer, right? So that is what we are going to do it here. Okay, so this is how. So, but these are the directories. We have not providing any names, right? So we are not providing the names of these buckets. Okay, so these are all variables. See here, this is one variable, this is one variable, this is one variable. We have to provide the values for these variables, guys. We will do that. We need to provide the values for these variables, that we will do it later. Okay, yeah. First, what I'm going to do, I will go to my, so this is the entire what I call it as the GitHub. GitHub is one of the version control system where you can able to store your source code repository. You can create any number of repository, and inside the repository you can able to create any number of codes. See here, this is the repository name Airflow CI/CD. Under that we have created a DAX directory and source code directory and some CI/CD pipeline also we have placed it. So this is a CI/CD pipeline, guys. So created a CI/CD pipeline with YAML file. This pipeline is utilizing the Python function. Okay, so that is what. So what I will do, I have the CI/CD pipeline, right? So I'm going to go to my, so yesterday we have done all of these things, if you remember. I'm going to close all of these things. Okay, this one also, let me close everything. Okay, so this is how. So if you open the Visual Studio Code, this is how it works. Okay, so this is how it shows. Sir, I wanted to clone the GitHub repository and keep it in my local machine. So I wanted to do the development from here, and I wanted to push my changes to the GitHub. Once I finalized my codes, I wanted to push it. So for that purpose, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to click on this one, Explorer. You have a clone repository. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I'm cloning this particular repository. I'm cloning this particular repository to my local machine. To my local machine, I'm cloning it so that I have the repo here. So I do the development here and again push it to here. Again push it to here. So that's how. So multiple people at a time, they can able to work on this repository. Okay, they can also clone it. This guy also clone it. They can also have the repository on the local machine, so that multiple people can able to work on this repository at the same time, and they can able to, once they are finalized their changes, they can able to push their changes to the source code repository. So this is what will happen. So what I'm trying to do, I will go to my Visual Studio Code. I click on clone repository. So repository URL we need. So you go here. Okay, so you click on this Airflow CI/CD. So the moment you click on this Airflow CI/CD, this is the first page. You have DAX, source code, all of these things are there. Click on this. On the right side, you have a green button code, right? Click on this one. You have the link here. Copy this link and go to the Visual Studio Code. Click on code repository. Paste here it. Sorry. Paste here and click on enter. So it is asking in the local machine, where do you want it to store this particular source code? I would say on the desktop or maybe on the DevOps composer will be there. So this is where I wanted to store it. Okay, so I would like to create a new folder. That is, I'm going to give a name, source code repo. So that's folder I'm selecting it. Select as a repository location. Okay, so would you like to would you like to open the cloned repository? Yes, click on open so that it will open up here. See, so whatever the source code that I have shown you on over the GitHub, you are able to see it here also. You are able to see it here also, right? So that you have the DAX here, the source code here, the everything is here. Okay, so we have everything in one single place. Now you can able to start doing the development. Okay, for example, assume that, sir, this is not my level 1 DAG. Is it the level 1 DAG which we have created yesterday? So our project is also the same thing. I think it seems the same thing, right? So let me just change it here. Create table. Yeah, table 3. That's perfect. This is level 1 DAG. Perfect, guys. I think we can use this one. So the project ID, let us try to see if the project ID is same or not. Yeah, project ID is also same, guys. So the level 1 DAG is project ID, this one, this one, this one, source code bucket. So in this bucket, let me go and see if the files are available or not. So if you guys remember, we created these level 1 DAG, level 2 DAG, level 3 DAG, if you guys remember, for employee file, CSV file, all of those things. So let me gonna see if that particular files are available or not. I feel that they are missing. So this is the bucket. So here you have the jobs. Isn't that these jobs we are the ones created? Yes, right? Yeah, I think we are the ones created, but I don't want it now. Okay. I could have downloaded it, isn't it? I could have downloaded, or I have it in my local machine. That's fine. So for level 1 DAG, you need two things, guys, right? So if you guys remember, for the level 1, you need two things. If you guys remember, for the level 1, you need the employee file and department file. I'm going to upload it here. Sorry, what is happening? Yeah, I'm uploading these two files. So if the level 1 has to work, these are the two files which are there in the GCS, which has to be moved to the BigQuery. So let me go to the BigQuery also, whether those data sets are available or not. Okay, I'm just making sure that this will run. Okay, I'm going to give the date. Today is 17. Retries, everything is perfect. So raw data set inside data set has to be available, and it is going to be creating a thought table by utilizing these things. Okay, I go to the BigQuery. I'm just making sure that this will run. Okay. See here we have inside data set, and this one also is there. So it will be overwritten. If it is already available, it will be overwritten. If you don't want it, you can also delete it. Okay, sir, I don't want it. I would like to delete it, sir. Now anyway, it is going to be created with our Airflow. You can see here, I'm going to delete it. Okay, so this is how inside data set you have this one raw data set also there. So these tables gets created when this particular DAG is running. Okay, when the DAG is running, these pipelines gets created. So this is our level 1 DAG. See, we have done some changes here. We changed the date. So you can also click on this one. You can also see what are the changes that we have done. See, we changed we see a change, right? So if you wanted to see the changes, you click on this version control. So this is your version control. So what it is saying, so in this location, earlier it was 12 is there, you changed it to the 17. Only one place you have done some change, so that is this one only. Okay, similarly, so earlier this was a code, now you have updated it to this code. So that's how you will be able to track the changes, how you are doing, what you're doing. Everything is tracked. So that is your level 1 DAG. Similarly, level 2 DAG also. I go to the level 2 DAG. So level 2 DAG, yesterday we have done it. I'm gonna just paste that level 2 DAG here. Where is that our level 2 DAG? Local repo. So there is something called DAGs. There's something called DAX on my desktop, but I don't see it. Why? Yeah, DAX home. Yeah, here I have it. So I have the level 2. So I'm gonna just copy. Yesterday I think we have developed it. So I'm gonna paste it here, guys. I'm gonna paste it here. So this is our level 2 DAG. I hope this is correct only. Earlier, what was the code? Oh, earlier also it is same. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna paste it here. See, I have pasted it. So you should be able to see the project ID, the region, the name, and cluster configuration. The date I'm going to give, yesterday we developed it, I'm making it as a 17, and this is also fine. And level 2 DAG, that's also fine. And start interval, actually we can also mention once. I don't remember that exactly, I will tell you later. So this is fine. So cluster submitting job 1, submitting job 2, deleting the cluster, this is also fine. Okay, so this is how you have your level 2 DAG also done. So you can go here and you can also see the changes for the level 2. So for level 2, earlier this was a code, guys. So importing modules, the project ID was different. Now you changed the project ID. And PySpark job 1, PySpark job 2, here it is placed here. And cluster configuration, secondary, I'm not using it this time. So the arguments we have passed properly. Scheduling interval is changed. So I think this is fine, right? So this is fine. You can just look at the changes that you have done it. If you are confident on those changes, that's totally fine. And level 3 also I would like to do it. So level 3 also we have done it yesterday, and this is the one. I'm going to just copy this one, and this is, I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so this is our level 3, guys. Yesterday we have done it. So the project ID, this is file 1, this is okay. I have to change these bucket names. I'm going to do it now. Okay, there also I have to do it. So this is our task 1, task 2. The time I would mention it as 17 here. So this is perfect. So if I go to the level 2, I'm using this bucket, right, sir? I'm using this one. So, but this time the PySpark job is going to be placed where? The PySpark job is going to be placed in the bucket which is going to be created. This particular job1.py is going to where, guys, if you ask me? So I have told you, right? So when the DAX folder is moved from this one to this one, the DAX bucket it will be moving to. Similarly, the jobs will also move to, because this is also function, via function, it will move to the DAX bucket will be there. Inside that, there will be a folder created called source bucket. So there you will be having your files. So from there you have to access it. That means you need to have the DAX bucket name. You need to have the DAX bucket name. So that is what you have to take care of it. So how do we do that? Sir, what I will do, I'll try to get the bucket name of the DAG. I'll try to get the bucket name of the DAG. So I'll try to go and open it here. So what it will do, it will create a folder called source bucket here. Okay, here, this is your DAX bucket. So here you will be having your files. Just copy this one. Okay, here you will be having DAX. Similarly, however, you will be copying all the DAX directory files to the DAX folder. Similarly, there will be a new folder created here, source bucket, source underscore bucket. There you will be having all the files. So that's the reason what I'm going to do. First thing is that I'll copy this one. I'll copy this one. Instead, if you wanted to give DAX directory also, you can do that, guys. That's not a problem at all. You can also copy this one. So you can also copy to this one. So if you wanted to change my code, somewhere I have given, okay, let me do changes here itself so that you guys can get a good idea. You can also do changes tomorrow if you wanted to. So my first thing, this one is that it will go to DAX. So that is one thing, and this will go to data. So this is what I wanted to look at here, guys. DAX directory is this directory. Okay, so DAX directory is this directory. If you want, I'm going to rename it. DAX directory is this directory. Okay, so you have all the DAX directories, this directory, and data directory. I'm going to mention. Oh, okay, I don't want it to do that change, guys. I would like to keep it like that only. But this one I will change it to the data directory. Data. So directory is nothing but a folder. Okay, so this is your DAX directory. This is your data directory. So from the DAX directory to the DAX bucket to this particular folder, I am moving all of these files. That is one thing. Similarly, from this DAX data directory to the DAX bucket to this particular folder, I'm moving all of those files. So that's the idea. Okay. So I'm going to save this one also. So what I will do, I'll go here. Okay. So I'll go here to the level 2 DAG. So we have to change this bucket name. How do we change it? Okay. How do we change it? Sir, I'm going to create a DAX bucket, something called a DAX bucket. I'm going to create it here. Something called a DAX bucket. I'm going to create it here. And for this DAX bucket, you can also take this bucket as a variable, guys. So that's also you can do it. I'm just thinking how you can able to use it, but because here I'm using it already. I'm using it already here. So this is how you can able to use it like this. Having said that, will that take it or not? I'm just thinking. If I give it like this, if it is taking, so we will see it, guys. If it is taking, that is well and good. Okay, I'm going to pass this as a variable only because I don't want it to hard code it. I don't want it to hard code it. So that's the reason I would like to consider this is a one of the variable. These variables we will pass it while we are creating the CI/CD pipeline, so that if I pass it, automatically it will pick up the DAX bucket. So from there, I will call this is a. I will copy this one. GCS file URI URI1. So this is my URI1. Okay, from this one, what I would like to do is that, so I'm gonna make use of this function, and I wanted to include this one, right? So I would like to include this one. So that is DAX bucket. So I don't want it to use this bucket. I would like to mention like this, the DAX bucket slash DAX. So this is how it will be. Okay, so what will happen? The function, this DAX bucket will be replaced here, and inside the DAX, so this is your GCS file URI. The file is data, and you will be having it like this. Okay, similarly for the file 2 also I'm going to do it. This file URI1 I'm going to paste it here. Similarly, this is for the file 2. Control X. Okay, so you can again take a GCS file URI2 is equals to, I'm gonna use this is copy and paste it here. You can also see here, guys. So this job 1 is rename the job 1 properly. Rename the job 1. So this is job 1 and this is job 2. Okay, so this is job 1 and this is job 2. Hope this is working. If it is not working, we will later change it, but I hope that it will work because it will take the variable from the CI/CD and it is going to be working. Not sure how much it will be using. Okay, how I can able to use that particular bucket name is the question. For now, what I will provide the bucket name, guys. Okay, so here the bucket name is this one. I'm gonna go here, sorry. So this is my bucket name. I'm gonna copy this bucket name. Once the bucket is created, the same bucket is going to be changing. So that this is a bucket name, so that will be replaced here, so that the full path gets created. This will also be replaced here, so that the full path gets created. So this is how for your level 2 DAC you need the file. So for that one, what you have done is that you have created a GCS file URI1, file URI2. So this is how these kind of things will be there, guys. Creating is just a pipeline is not that's enough. You have to make it more parameterize it so that you can able to by looking at this one we can able to understand everything. So that's the idea. So look at here. So now that this is clear. So level 2 DAC we have the files also properly. That's fine. For level 3 also we have level 2. Okay. Job 1, job 2, job 3. Job 3 also I'm going to just print some message. Print testing beam job. This is for the beam job. Okay, so I'll go here. Or yesterday we have created some jobs, right? I'm gonna put it here, guys, so that it will be easy. Yesterday I have done it. I'm going to push it. Okay, so this is our job 1, job 2, job 3. I don't want it. I'm going to delete it. So this is job 1 and job 2. So these are the job 1, beam job 1, beam job 2. So beam job 1, beam job 2 also you can go to this particular level 3 DAC and you have it here 17 and script 1, script 2. So these scripts are here mentioned. The same thing I'm going to use such as this one. So the same bucket, DAX bucket, I'm going to create it. Okay, so this DAX bucket, I would like to use F of, this is a bucket name. Wherever it is there, I'm going to use it as a DAX bucket like this. Okay, so this is also function, this is also function. So wherever it is, so you will be having the DAX bucket utilized properly. Okay, so this is how. And GCS output also will go to the temp, some temp folder it will go. And here these things are there under the one more layer, that is slash data. Here also we will be having these things slash data slash. So okay, so you can also go mention slash data. Inside that it will go and create some kind of a temp folders. Okay, so this is how you can able to do it, guys. So you have mentioned your GCS files, Python script 1, Python script 2, and you are utilizing it here properly. So this is how whatever the DAX you have created, you have parameterized it properly according to your pipeline. According to your pipeline, you have parameterized it. So here we don't need that because our files are there. We are not using any script here. So you can also create this as a script, guys. See this one. Somewhere we creating some script. See. So you don't have to create a script here. You can also make this as a SQL script. Somewhere you can also mention SQL. Somewhere you can also mention script SQL so that you can able to use the script here. That's also totally fine. Okay. So all of these things you can able to do it. Now that we have level 1 DAG, level 2 DAG, level 3 DAG properly parameterized it, and you have also this one. So what I will do, I am going to move all of these changes. So these many changes I have done it. So I wanted to stage the changes. So I'm going to click on this plus mark to stage all the changes. Click on this plus mark. All the changes are staged. I'm going to say updated code. I'm going to give a message. Click on this down arrow mark, commit and push. So that all of these changes will be pushed to where? All of these changes will be pushed to this one. Okay. Look at here. So it is updated. Perfect. So earlier, if you go and look at here, level 1 DAG, it was not correct. Right. So now it is updated with it. How it is updated, if you wanted to see it, guys, you can also click on this history. Who has done it? What has done it? How has done it? You can see all the changes. See here. So here at earlier it was 12, it is 17. And you can see file wise, you can able to see all the changes here. So this is level 2. The libraries are there. Again, the project ID is changed. So all of these changes we have just done it. So this is the version control systems will do is that. So whatever the changes that you are doing, when you are doing it, what you are doing it. See here, showing 11 changes files, 95 additions, 57 deletions. Who done it? This guy is done it. When he done it, 1 minute ago he was done it. So all of these details, how has done it, what has done it, you will be able to see. So this is how the version control systems will always store whatever the changes that the particular developer is doing, so that you have done something and you can't say I didn't do it. You can't say like that. So that's how the people will be doing some bigger mistakes and saying that I have not done it. But now the version control systems will store entire information here, so that you can't go out. You can't just say, and you can't just say I didn't do it, right? So you have everything here. Who has done it, every name will be here. So this is the developer. So if you are doing it, your name will come into the picture here. Okay, so that's all. So we have done all the changes properly. Now that I have set up my GitHub and everything is properly here, what I will do, I'll go here. So I have my composer demo is also there. Now we have to create a trigger to run my CI/CD pipeline. So we already have the CI/CD pipeline. Where is that? So this is the code. So this cloud build.yaml. So what it will do, it is going to be running that function and it will be moving all the files to the DAX folder, DAX bucket. From the DAX folder to the DAX bucket, it is going to be moving. But who has to run it? When it has to run, we have to know. Okay. Either you have to schedule it to run every 1 hour or every 2 hours. That is one thing. Or you can also trigger. You can also create a trigger. So whenever there is a changes happening at this particular repository, you wanted to trigger that CI/CD pipeline. This particular CI/CD pipeline, I wanted to trigger it. So that also you can able to do it. Let us try to do that. So for doing that, I'm gonna go to cloud build. So cloud build is a location where we are going to create our triggers. So what is a trigger? The trigger, it will do like this, guys. So if some changes happening at your source code repository, what is this trigger will do is that it will run your CI/CD pipeline. Sorry, it will run your CI/CD pipeline so that this will move all of the things to the Cloud Composer. So this particular trigger we have to create it. So this trigger will run the CI/CD pipeline so that it will move all of these things. So how can I do that? So I go here. Can I delete all of these things? It's not possible. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to click on triggers. So I already have it. Let me gonna delete it. So I'm going to click on create trigger. The name of the trigger, if you wanted to do it, I have already mentioned everything on our notes, guys. You can also go here. So our third step is create a cloud build trigger to sync to DAG sync job cloud build trigger configuration. So the very first name I'm going to give is that name of the trigger is add DAGs to the composer. Add DAGs to the composer. I would try to go with this South US Central one. And what is the event? Event is that someone pushing a change to that Airflow CI/CD repository. Someone pushing a changes to that particular branch. What is the repository? You can click on it, connect it to new repository, select a GitHub, click on continue. I'm connecting it to the GitHub, guys. So we have to provide our username and password. Here you have to provide username and password. I have already provided my username and password. So that's the reason it is selected. For you, you have to provide your username and password, guys. Then you select the repository. The repository is Airflow CI/CD. You select that and click on OK. And click on connect. Okay, for me, it's already here. So that's the reason I'm selecting it. The same step. You just have to click on it here, click on connect to repository, select the GitHub, click on continue, just do the authentication and all of those things. Okay, authentication is that for your GitHub, you will be having a username and password. This is my username, the password will also be there. So you have to provide your username and password and logging in. So that, right? So once you connect it, click on select it. You can select any branch, that's also fine. 1 minute, guys. Sorry, guys. So here you can see, so I have selected my source. That means if someone is doing any kind of a push to this particular repository, any changes, okay, this particular trigger gets activated. When it is getting activated, you are going to do the cloud builder.configuration file. So you are going to run your cloud build.yaml. So that cloud build.yaml again is it is here. We created that cloud build.yaml. So what it will do? So when this event is getting happening, this cloud build .yaml is going to be triggered. The file name also I have provided here. And this is a location where we have to add the variables. This is a location where we have to add the variables. What are those variables? Sir, I'm going to add. So if you remember, so very first variable is that the DAX directory, right? So this is our DAX directory. So three variables are there. The very first one is that this one. And second one is the DAX bucket. And third one is the DAX directory, data directory. Three variables I'm creating it. So DAX directory, DAX bucket, data directory. So DAX directory is nothing but your this folder. So that is DAX slash. In the same folder, you have to mention DAX slash, right? dax slash. Similarly, data directory also data slash. Your dax bucket, you have to provide the dax bucket, right? So my dax bucket is this one. Copy this one. I'll go here. I'm going to paste here the bucket. So this is how you can able to provide your dax directory, dax bucket, and data directory. So these are the variables you have to provide it. Okay, so you can see here I have pasted here the entire things so that you can able to check it later also. Okay, so I don't think this image is new, but you can use this image, guys. Maybe the bottom image you can use. Okay, maybe I'll update the images also for you. I think this is a little bit older image. I think I'll change this image now. You can use this one. These variables you can use it. Okay, so you can go here and I'm going to paste it here. This is perfect. So these are the variables I have provided properly. So once I have provided, just select some service account. Any service account you can able to select it and just click on create. Just click on create it. If so, once you are done, so I'll go inside it. I'll show you one more time. So here we have creating the name, right? And after that we mention the push event is this one, push changes to the branch. We are connecting it to the repository. This repository we have to connect it to, guys. So that's we have done it. And we have configured, this is my configuration, you can change it. And this is what is the configuration is going to be running when the event is happening. And these are the variables it is going to be replacing or substituting. This is my service account. And make sure that when you go to the settings, these are all enabled also. For this particular service account, whatever you have selected, make sure that it is enabled all these things. I will also create an image for this one. Okay, make sure that all of these things are enabled properly. Okay, so I'll paste here also. So that because it's like permissions, you are providing the permissions. So these things also you enable it. And once you have done all of these things, so that's where your trigger is created. Your trigger is created. If you wanted to test it, you can just click on run. If you wanted to test it, you can just click on run. So that you see here, guys, in the DAX, I do not have anything. In the data also, I do not have anything. What I'm going to do is that for testing my trigger, I'm going to click on run. And I'm going to click on this run trigger. So I'm testing the trigger manually. Okay. Yeah. See here, the build is started on the branch, new, show. It shouldn't take much time. You can see here. So we have two steps. One is Python, one more is this Python 1, 0 and 1. First one is this one, installing all the libraries. Second one is this one, copying the things. Okay, you can see here. So second one is failed. Let us see why it is failed. So let us see. No such file, dag level 2 dag py. Okay, somewhere we mentioned dag. dag slash level 2 dag dot py. Somewhere some file name is wrong, guys. Did we do any kind of a mistake here in the dax? Okay. Actually, it is dax, guys. Sorry, it is dag. We have given the folder name is dax, if you can see. So that's the change. Now that I don't wanted to run the trigger because I am pushing some change, so automatically the trigger should happen. You can see here. So I do not have anything here, right? So now I am not going to test it. What I will do, automatically trigger will happen. You can see because I am doing some change. So changes. I would say test 1, test 2. Okay, commit and push. So I'm committing and pushing it to that particular repository. Now that event is happening. That means someone is pushing something to that particular branch or that particular repository. So that's where your entire repository is I mean, that's where your trigger is getting activated, right? So when the trigger is getting activated, you see, so a new build is happening. Okay, when the trigger is happening, so the new build is happening, and it is successful also. It is successful also. So when it is successful, what will happen? It will move all the files to the DAX, right? So I go here, I should refresh it. See here, I have in the DAX data directory, I have all the jobs. If I go to the DAX also, I have all the jobs, isn't it? So that's what. Once this is all here, we already know in the level 1, level 2, level 3, all these jobs are already scheduled to run at certain point of time. If you guys remember, so these things, level 1, level 2, level 3, these are scheduled to run at certain point of time, isn't it? So look at here. At this one, 17 is already gone. Tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning, it is going to be running. Okay, so these jobs are batch jobs, and these are scheduled to be running at a certain point of time. So each DAG has its own schedule. You can see here. So that is how we already done it. So that's the reason tomorrow at some point of time, all of these things will be running, and you can able to see the status in the Airflow web server. So that is how you can able to see. If you don't want it to wait it until tomorrow for testing purpose only, you can manually trigger it. But if you don't trigger it, tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning, these DAGs are going to be running. Okay, so these DAGs are going to be running. There is some DAG error is also there, but that's fine because I know that stack data.py. So the some error is there. I know that because the DAG is having some packages missing. That's totally fine. So we will focus on the level 1 DAG. Ours is a level 1 DAG, isn't it? Okay, sorry. Ours is a level 1 DAG BQ. This is a name. Okay, you go there. Sorry, that's not the DAG. This one. So you go inside it. So level 1 DAG, level 2 DAG, level 3. These are the DAGs, guys. So if you don't want it to wait until tomorrow 5:30, just to verification or testing purpose, you can manually trigger it. Okay, click on the play button. It is going to be manually triggering it. So tomorrow what will happen, you can able to check it today itself, because if something goes wrong in the code, you can able to test it today itself, right? So that purpose only you are doing it. Maybe when you are working in the company, if everything is properly settled, these jobs are going to running at certain point of time at 7:30 sorry 5:30 in the morning. Okay, so that's how you can see they are running. Similarly, we will also trigger. Okay, so I will do the level 2. If I do it, it has to create the cluster. It will take a lot of time, guys. But anyway, I'm going to do it for you. Okay, so this is also I have triggered it. So it is going to be creating the cluster. And one more thing also, you have to remember that our composer environment is very small environment. Okay, so we while we are creating it, we selected a small environment only. It's because so only one scheduler with 2 GB, 1 GB storage and zero point 0.5 CPU. So the CPU and worker nodes are very small. So that the problem is that it cannot be able to handle large jobs. So if you wanted to handle large jobs, you can go with the medium, large, and you can also go for custom. So that is also there. Okay, so I'll go back and I'll try to delete one of the DAG here. I don't want it. One of the DAG is running, it seems. I don't want it. I would like to delete it. Okay, I can also delete it from here. Level 1, level 1. Oh, both are there. Okay, but anyway, yeah. See here it is started running, but both are in the not running state. But you already know how it runs, right? So just to let you know that I'm doing it, guys. So because our environment is small, so almost all the things are already running. So that's the reason it will take little bit time. Okay, because at a time you are running 2 to 3 activities. So these things are running. So that's the reason it is taking a lot of time. I would like to delete it, but why it's not deleting it? This cannot be done. Yeah. Okay, because earlier one it is, so it was mentioned the wrong time, so that's the reason from that particular month onwards it's keep running. I should stop it or I should delete it. Okay, so that's fine. All of these things are running, guys. All of these things are running. So how can I stop? Pause DAG. I'd like to pause it. So let's see if this works. I'll try to delete it. Cannot delete it. I paused it also. So see here, this was earlier thing. So that's the reason it is coming and running. Okay, earlier project is there. So that's the reason it came and it is running properly. But just wanted if I could have changed the project and the time, it should have been perfect. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so but we will go to our, because until this is completed, it cannot start. Okay, it is queued. Both of them are queued. So we have to either code no, Gantt no, either we have to, where I have passed it, but still active. Okay, let me mark it fail all at a time, one by one, so that it will not be a problem. So that I actually we should look at the timings, guys. Otherwise, these kind of a problems will happen. Any questions, anyone? Meanwhile, you can ask me. 1 minute. I'm gonna just mark it as fail. Anyone have any questions? You can ask me, guys. So this is how an end-to-end pipeline has to be created, everyone. Yeah, I've stopped all the jobs. So all of these tasks gets failed only. Okay, you can see here it's upstream failed. All of these things gets upstream fails only. We can go here and we can check it out, or at least we will try to run our level 1 DAG. This one at least we will try to run it. Okay, so employee task got failed. Why? Just colon reason not found. Oh, the file name was, sorry. The file name was wrong, guys. If you guys remember, the file name was wrong. So we have given here in the level 1, we have given here the emp.csv, but the file name is different, isn't it? If you guys remember, the file name is employee.csv, right? So that's a problem. So that's the reason. You can see here, this is how you have to do it. See, if something goes wrong, it is up for retry. What is the problem here? You look at here, you click on this one, you go to the error, and you see it 404 error. Maybe I can increase the size so that you can able to see failure to execute the job employee task, because 404 and error is there, and reason not found. And you can see, you can able to see this particular file. The file name we have given is emp.csv, but the actual file name is employee.csv. So what you have to do, you again go to here, you update this one, you save it. What you have to do is that you have to reload it. So you have done some change, you see the change here, that's perfect, and click on this positive mark, and you're going to do it again, update it. So what you will do, you again commit and push. The moment you commit and push, if you go here, the trigger gets, one more trigger gets activated, one more trigger should run. So that's what should happen one by one. See here, one more event is happening. So this will be successful. Once this is successful, that means the code gets updated in the composer environment. So that's how the code is going to be deployed all the time, one by one, whenever you are doing the changes to your repository. Okay, so that's all. Okay, it's done. So that means if you can go to your GitHub, this one, so it should be updated. That particular file should be updated. You see 837, it is updated. All of these files are updated at 837. So that's perfect. Just now. Okay. And if you can go and refresh it also here, the code gets updated here also. Okay, maybe if I click on this code, it should take a little bit time for it to take it. It's not updated yet, but if you wait for 1 or 2 minutes, it will come here and you can able to run it. So what I will do, I will mark it as failure and I will run it one more time. Still employee.csv only. Let's wait. Okay, so until this code is updated, we cannot be able to do anything because the code has to be updated. Then only that means the scheduler is working behind the scene to make it available. Okay, as I told you, this is a resources are very small, so that's the reason for each and everything it will take a lot of time. Yeah, it is updated. See, so now you can click on this play button. Okay, these are running. So you might have seen the Dataproc cluster is also started running, I guess. See, level 2 DAG. See, the cluster is created. It is running these jobs also. If you can go and look at your cluster also, you can able to do it, guys. Maybe you go to the Dataproc. You can go to the Dataproc. You should be able to see the cluster running. You can also see what is your cluster name. The cluster name we have given is Airflow CI/CD. See, it is running. You go inside it. So you click on the jobs. You should see the one of the jobs. See, if one of the job is successful, second job is starting. So that's how everything is going to be running, as I'm telling you. The only thing is that you need to plan it properly. You need to create the jobs properly. Okay, so that is how. Any questions, anyone, please? I'm going to stop the session here for today. You try to implement the same thing. You use my repository only, or you clone it to your local repository, or you clone it to your new GitHub account. You can try to do that. Okay. Yeah. Any question, anyone? Yep. Yes, please. You can stop it. Yeah, you can stop. Yeah, you can stop it and start it also. That's also possible. Yeah. For that, you have a Dataproc start cluster operator is also there. For that, also you can use it. Start and stop operators are also there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is how, guys, so this is how you implement it. So the moment you do a changes set to your repository, it will be pushed to that. Okay, yeah, I'm going to stop the session here for today, and we will see a few more things on our next classes. Thank you all. Any questions? Okay, so if you do not have any question, I'm going to wind up the session for today, guys. Thank you all.